Q1.co Article 252 of Indian Constitution. When the legislatures of two or more states pass resolutions requesting the Parliament to enact laws on a matter in the state list, then the Parliament can make laws for regulating that matter. The law so enacted applies only to those states which have passed the resolutions. However, any other state may adopt it afterwards by passing the resolution to that effect in its legislature. Such a law can be amended or repealed only by the Parliament and not by the legislatures of the concerned states. The effect of passing the resolution under the above provision is that the Parliament becomes entitled to legislate with respect to a matter for which it has no power to make a law. On the other hand, the state legislature ceases to have the power to make a law with respect to that matter. The resolution operates as abdication or surrender of the power of the state legislature with respect to that matter, and it is placed entirely in the hands of Parliament, which alone can then legislate with respect to it. Q2.co Statement 1 is correct. Bharat 22 is an exchange-traded fund ETF launched by the Government of India. It was set up to achieve the disinvestment target set by the government in Budget 2017. It is an open-ended exchange-traded fund which will invest in stocks in similar composition and weightages as they appear in the Bharat 22 Index. Bharat 22 Index comprises of 22 stocks of central public sector enterprises, CPSE, public sector banks and private companies. The said 22 stocks are spread across 6 sectors: basic materials, energy, finance, FMCG, industrials and utilities. The index invests a maximum of 15% in a single stock and 20% in a particular sector. Statement 2 is correct. The fund is managed by ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. Q3.a The Gobi Desert is a large desert region in Asia. It covers parts of northern and northwestern China and southern Mongolia. The desert basins of the Gobi are bounded by the Altai Mountains and the grasslands and steppes of Mongolia on the north, by the Taklamakan Desert to the west, by the Hexi Corridor and Tibetan Plateau to the southwest, and by the North China Plain to the southeast. So the Kalahari Desert is a large semi-arid sandy savanna in southern Africa extending for 900,000 square kilometers, 350,000 square miles, covering much of Botswana, parts of Namibia and regions of South Africa. So the Patagonian Desert, also known as the Patagonian Desert, Patagonian Steppe, or Magellanic Steppe, is the largest desert in Argentina and is the 8th largest desert in the world by area, occupying 673,000 square kilometers, 260,000 square miles. It is located primarily in Argentina with small parts in Chile and is bounded by the Andes to its west and the Atlantic Ocean to its east in the region of Patagonia, southern Argentina. Q4.ao Maulana Abul Kalam Azad 1888 to 1958 was one of the leaders of the Indian independence movement against British rule in the first half of the 20th century. He was highly respected throughout his life as a man of high moral integrity. When he was young, he received a traditional Islamic education at home from his father and other Islamic scholars rather than at a madrasa Islamic school. However, he was also influenced by the emphasis that Indian educator Sir Salyar Khan placed on getting a well-rounded education, and he learned English without his father's knowledge. To www.visionaries.in Copyright Vision IAS. Azad became active in journalism when he was in his late teens, and in 1912 he began publishing the weekly Urdu language newspaper in Calcutta, Al Hilal the Crescent. The paper quickly became highly influential in the Muslim community for its anti-British stance, notably for its criticism of Indian Muslims who were loyal to the British. Al Hilal was soon banned by British authorities, as was a second weekly newspaper that he had started. After the Second World War, Azad was one of the Indian leaders who negotiated for independence with the British. He tirelessly advocated for a single India that would embrace both Hindus and Muslims while strongly opposing the partition of British India into independent India and Pakistan. He later blamed